Good morning, geometry. Okay, so today we are just doing, we're kind of using what we've done the past 2 days to do some word problems. So I think you'll remember these called angle of elevation and depression, but basically this just kind of removes the triangle and the information and requires that we put that in for ourselves. So first, let's read this problem. It said that a bird on top of a lighthouse 27 meters high looked down at a person. The angle of depression is 18 degrees. How far is that person from the base of the lighthouse? So if you remember, we kind of talked about drawing the same exact triangle every time. And that just helps us to build our normal process and kind of make these problems easier for us. So I'm going to draw this problem every time. And then basically always here we'll have some sort of height we talked about. Here we'll have some sort of distance, you'll hear, like distance to the base. Again, because this is the base or bottom of our picture. And then our angle of elevation or depression, we are always talking about that angle right there. So let's kind of put in these pieces into the picture. Okay, so it says a bird on top of a lighthouse 27 meters high. So 27 meters high is going to replace our H here. That's going to be 27. And then it says it looked down at a person. The angle of depression is 18 degrees. Again, our angle measure is always going to go here. Technically, this is saying that the angle of depression, it's really saying that this is 18 degrees. But if you remember, because of these parallel lines, this is also 18 degrees, and this just works better for our picture. So again, I'm always going to use this angle right here. Regardless of if it says elevation or depression. Okay, so we have 27 here, we have 18 degrees, and then it says how far is that person from the base of the lighthouse? So what we're trying to find out is this right here. So let me just redraw this so it looks a little bit better. It's basically the triangle that we're looking at. Is we have a 27 right here, we have an X right here, and we know that this is 18 degrees. So now when you see it like this is basically a problem that we had been doing yesterday and the day before. Let's kind of first ask ourselves, well, which angle are we talking about? We're talking about that 18 degree angle. And then which sides do we know? Well, we know opposite, okay? And we know, it looks like we know adjacent. We do not know the hypotenuse. So we're going to use O over A. Well, O over A based on SOHCAHTOA would be tangent. Okay, so if we're setting up our problem, we're going to say the tangent of angle of the 18 degree angle is O over A, or 27 over X. Okay, and then from here, now remember we're solving for X, so if it were something where X was on top, if it were X over 27, we could just multiply 27 on both sides, but that's not what we have here. Again, so be really specific. This looks good, but to solve for X, we're actually, I'm trying to think of the clearest way to say it. Basically, we're just going to kind of switch the X and the tangent. So we're going to put 27, we're going to divide by tangent of 18. And we're going to say that that equals X. So in our calculator, we would find what the tangent of 18 is, and then we do 27 divided by that. So again, if you're looking for a final answer and you don't have a calculator, what I'll be looking for is this, 27 divided by tangent of 18. And if we want to look at mathematically why that works, if I had tangent of 18 equals 27 over x. Well, I mean, I could multiply x on both sides and get x times tangent of 18 equals 27. And then I could say, you know what? I want x by itself. Right now it's being multiplied by tangent 18. So let's divide by tangent of 18 on both sides. Those would cancel. And then you can see we're left with x equals 27 over tangent of 18. But you can also just memorize that if you see x on the bottom, you're just kind of going to move x to the left side and that tangent of 18 to the right side in its place. Okay, so let's look at another one. Again, I know my triangle is going to look the same, so I'm just going to draw that now. I know I'm going to be using this angle. Okay, so Fred was chopping some wood in his new backyard at his new blue house. His wife ran out and measured how far he was from the bottom of the tree. He was 50 feet away. Okay, so I think this is going to be our 50. Fred boosted his wife up the tree, and she measured that that was 400 feet high. Okay, so the height is 400 feet high. What is the angle of elevation from Fred to the top of the tree? So what is the angle from here and then kind of up to looking at the top of the tree? So in this case, we don't know our angle, and that will be our x. So this is one of those where we're finding our angle measure. So we're going to talk about angle x and see, oops, sorry guys, what do we know? We know O, and again, it looks like we know A. So we're going to say the tangent of whatever that angle is must be O over A, or 400 over 50. And then when we're looking for an angle, if you remember our kind of final answer, or what we would put into our calculator, we'd use that inverse tangent button, and we'd say the tangent inverse is 400 over 50. Again, if you don't have a calculator, this is fine as your answer, and then you would get some approximation number. But this is what I'll be looking for. This is what you would plug in. All right, guys. Happy Thursday.